Hello everybody. Today we'll be going over how to configure your robot for programming. So this will kind of put all of your stuff with their correct names, so like naming your motors so that you can actually access them in the programming. So when you first connect to your robot and go to the robot controller, it'll pop up with this page. And once you're here, you will click the three dots over here. And then where it says configure robot, you're going to press on that. And then when you're first starting out, it'll say you'll have no configurations here. You'll press new, and then it'll bring you to this screen. And then you're going to press scan, and then go to control hub. And then if you don't have an expansion hub connected, it'll only say control hub here. But if you had an expansion hub connected, it would also say expansion hub right here. But we're going to go into the control hub. And right here is a list of kind of all of the different things you can have. So motors, servos, and then different types of sensors will be here. To start, we'll go with motors. So as you can see, these are my two different chassis motors. So there's a drop down, and you'll select what type of motor you're using for your programming. So we're using this motor, so we would select this, and then you gave it whatever name you'll want to access in the programming with it. You'll do the same with all your other motors. As you can see, we limited out on our motors. We have 4. Next, we have servos. So servos will be kind of the same way. So you have your position servos. That'll go to preset position, so that'll just be named servo. And then your continuous rotation servo kind of work like motors, and that's how you'll configure them. You switch the servo's mode with a servo programmer, but we'll go over that later whenever we go over how to use servos. But just like motors, we just give them a name that we think is appropriate and move on from there. Next, we'll have digital devices. So for Rev, one of the main digital devices will be a Rev touch sensor. So this would be configured in here. As you can see in this drop down, there's a couple other things, and then you'll name it. For analog input devices, I don't think there's much, if any, Rev analog devices, so you probably won't have to worry about this too much. Then I2C bus 0, leave that as the Rev internal IMU. Don't plug anything into there, and don't try to change the configuration, because that's just the Rev's base IMU configuration that you can access in your code. We'll go over that later too. Then you have your other I2C slots. So if you're using a color sensor, that would be configured here, the Rev color sensor V3. It'll be named as such. And then also, if you're using a Rev distance sensor, that'll also be configured here. And then after you're finished with everything, you'll click done, you'll save it, you'll put an appropriate name, and then you'll activate it. And then once you wait for your robot to restart, then you'll be able to access all of these new things in your code. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Goodbye.